Congresswoman, great to see you this morning. Just
Good
this
morning.
weekend, just to catch everyone up on what happened this weekend at Rutgers University, the protesters made 10 demands, and the school said yes to 8 of them. They acquiesced to 8 of these demands. One of them was no consequence for the violence and the riots on campus. At Northwestern says yes, they will set up an all-Muslim dormitory, which shouldn't be legal in the United States. Plus, they're going to give scholarships to Palestinian students in Gaza. And I'm wondering, just as a Republican candidate for Congress yourself, do you think that what we're seeing play out right now on college campuses plays out right after all the, like through the summer, right up leading up to the DNC in Chicago in August? Does this continue?
I don't have a crystal ball, but I believe that it will, because these are leftist students, leftist pro-terrorist, pro-Hamas, pro-Hezbollah organizations agitating on campuses, causing violence on campuses. Their demands are unreal, unbelievable, and it's so ironic because these students and these agitators wouldn't last a day on a roof in Gaza because they'd be thrown off after they were decapitated and then stoned to death before they could ever say their pronouns. So it's just strange to me that these university presidents, university administrators, and faculties are negotiating with terrorist sympathizers. We don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't support people who burn the American flag. We ought to salute it. And I do believe this will continue. And I do believe, like when the indictments happened against Donald Trump, Joe Biden basically nominated Trump for president. I believe this will win overwhelmingly the elections in November, and it goes from the White House. The Republicans will keep the House majority, and we might flip the Senate because of what we're seeing, the bigotry, the anti-Semitism, the racism, all across, and the violence all across campuses today.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that, and we'll get back to the protest, but you brought up keeping the House. You got a one-vote, slim one-vote margin in the House right now. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, for whatever reason, I don't know what planet she's orbiting right now, but she still wants to get rid of Speaker Mike Johnson. Where are you on this? Where's the rest of the party on this?
Yeah, well, the party is with Mike Johnson. I don't support the motion to vacate. I'm still getting over the first one that happened last year. But now is not the time. Now is the time to bring the party together. We've been through a lot of challenges over the last 6 months, and we've overcome those challenges. And we need to unite together so that we can win the White House. We need to help Donald Trump win the White House. We need to help Mike Johnson keep the majority. And then we need to flip the Senate, because that is the only way we can turn around the divisiveness of the left, the divisiveness of the Democrat Party, the divisiveness of Joe Biden. We have got to come together quickly and work together to win it all, because otherwise these people are going to destroy our country. This is the most consequential election of our lifetime, and we need to get our act together, come together for the betterment of our country.
Okay, she says she's going to bring it to the floor, or try to this week. Apparently,
she's going to lose. I don't know why she's doing this, because the votes aren't there. She's going to lose the motion to vacate, and I don't know why she's doing it.
Yeah, and Democrats apparently are going to bail her out, which is embarrassing for Republicans. Do you know, so Paul Gosar, Thomas Massie, Eli Crane, maybe Anna Paulina Luna, they might be behind her in this effort. What are you hearing?
I am hearing the same kinds of rumors. I hope that's not the case. Again, I want us to unite as a party and show the American people that we can lead, and how we're going to lead in shutting down the border, how we're going to stop the invasion, how we're going to stem the tide of inflation and massive spending that's happened over the last several years and decades, and what we're going to do to make sure that people's lives are more affordable, they're more prosperous, and they're more successful.
Yeah.
That's the message that we need to focus on as a party. And if we do that, then we win it all in November, and that's what's got to happen.
Okay, back to these protests. You gave the commencement at the Citadel, I believe, this weekend. That's accurate?
Mm-hmm. Yes, on Saturday. It was my 25-year anniversary as the first woman to graduate from the Citadel Corps of Cadets, and I gave the commencement speech.
Remarkable, the first female cadet, and you called on graduates to have courage, discipline, and strength. And that's, I certainly think that's the appropriate message, given what we're seeing right now. I don't imagine there were any pro-Hamas, anti-Israel protests at the Citadel Saturday.
I had one heckler, actually, that was like, "Save Palestine." And I was like, no, yeah, not at all. We're not doing that right now. But my message was really clear, because we need leadership. America needs future leaders. And these graduates that are graduating this weekend from the Citadel and other places, we need them to have the courage, the discipline, and the strength that runs through their veins that'll save this country, whether they're the president of a company, CEO of a company, president of a university, or they end up president of the United States. We need that strength. We need that discipline. We need that courage to push back on the madness that's happening all around the country right now. This is insanity.
And just